Put that on my
Mama,
on my hood. I look fly. I look good. You can't touch my bag. Wish you could. I look fly. I look too good.
On my mama. On my hood. I look fly.
Yeah.
I look good. Touch my swag. Wish you could. I look fly.
Yeah.
I look good. That was high. That was high.
We did that.
Mm-hmm. Yo, what's up? This is your boy Marquis.
And this is your one and only, your favorite Taylor.
And welcome back to the You Stuck With Me podcast.
You stuck with me.
Babe, how you doing today?
I look fly. I look good.
Great answer.
That's my swag.
Great answer.
How you feel, babe?
I feel good.
Feeling good. Feeling great.
Feeling great. Feeling good. How are you?
You.
But y'all, we are excited for this episode because we have two very talented, beautiful ladies in the podcast. So, ladies, you want to introduce yourselves?
Hey, I'm Ken.
I'm Kay.
She's Kay. I'm Ken, and we're Wine and Grow. We wine when we grow. When we grow, we need wine.
Hey.
Yes. So it's a You Stuck With Me podcast and Wine and Grow podcast collaboration. I love it.
I love it.
So what?
Another one.
Another one.
Yes,
Another one.
because we were guests on that podcast, and that was
And
fun.
it was dope.
It was dope.
Yeah, y'all did a great job. Y'all were amazing.
Loved it.
Thank you.
I learned a lot. I really felt like we were soul sisters, Taylor. Like,
Twin, where have you been?
yes, it was everything.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I guess this is round 2 for them.
Exactly.
For sure.
I mean, we ain't never left.
Hey, it's okay.
No, I'm not
We
hating
ain't
on
never
it.
left.
I'm not hating on it.
Yes.
We ain't never left.
Hey, I love it.
I was about to say I love it.
So we're talking to our guests because we got two talented women. They're fellas. They're single, right or wrong.
One of them is single.
Yeah, I'm not quite single.
Oh, okay. One of them is single. I'm sorry.
single. Hey, y'all.
Cause she's single. And I'm playing. So just want to talk to the ladies, get their perspectives on some things in relationships, and just get to know them and what makes their podcast grow and how did they come up with their podcast.
And first of all, Wine and Grow is a dope concept.
Yeah.
If I haven't told you, that was a dope concept. Because, I mean, it's been many times we got to sit down and have a glass of wine, child.
Hold a bottle in my glass.
Pour the whole bottle, okay?
Yes, because you whining when you growing and you grow
Man.
and you need wine.
Yes.
You need that wine.
For sure.
It's a
Yeah.
journey.
Take the edge off.
Yes.
Just a little bit.
It's a journey.
Melling me out.
Yeah.
See, I'm not a wine person per se.
Mm-hmm.
Just give me a cranberry and vodka and I'll be straight.
That's good too.
Ain't nothing
See,
wrong with
I'm
that.
not a wine person either, but, after the experience with Wine and Grow, it made me want to mature a little bit.
I'm not gonna,
Grew you
I
up a
love
little
it.
bit.
I'm not gonna lie though. That was actually the first time I actually really drank wine, and I was like really like, ooh, this good.
Yeah.
What do we have?
I was gonna say that. I know it's red though.
Was it Lambrusco maybe?
You know what? I
Or
don't
was
remember
it-
the
Could
name.
have been
It
something
could have been
from
a
Aldi.
Weekend Owl.
Yeah.
Yeah, it could have been.
You know, I don't remember the name, but I remember it was a sweet wine.
It was probably
It was
Weekend
probably
Owl.
Weekend
Yeah.
Owl.
Yeah.
It's either Lambrusco or Winkin' Owl because it was red for sure.
Yeah.
I do remember that.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, I can't be brown liquor soldier today. I'm going to try this wine. And it was good.
Low key, I was borderline asking, could I have some more?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I gotta ask you, ladies. First of all, it's great to have you ladies on the couch. You guys are actually the first guests we've had in studio.
In studio.
Oh,
Wow.
nice.
Yeah.
Come on.
Well, shout out to Wine Girl.
Yes.
Yes. So I gotta ask you, ladies, how did you ladies come up with Wine and Girl podcast?
You want to start?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay.
Of course, this was during COVID. We just spent a lot of time. Well, I was staying with her during that time, and we would spend a lot of time just talking to each other about just everything in our lives. And we would always say, "People need to hear this. People need to hear this." Until we just one day just end up decided to go live and just share our lives with everybody else.
Yes, I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, on that couch. We was like, it's COVID. And the first episode we did was about the virus. It's like called Understanding the Virus.
Yeah.
Or something like that. Yeah, just sit on the couch and we was just like, we just want to talk because everybody at home and we ain't doing nothing.
Mm-hmm.
So we might as well just talk together.
Yeah.
So
That was genius.
That was genius.
Genius.
It's like you having a conversation with all your cousins out here. Let's
For
let's
sure.
pour up some wine, you know, and talk, have a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I
We had a
love
bar
it.
at home, basically.
Yes, we definitely
We
had a bar at home. We was going out using our once a week, little limit that we was able to get. Going to the bar, just getting 2 of each thing. So.
Or to the store, yeah.
Yes,
2 of each
yes,
things, man.
So we had everything we needed.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Man, can you believe? I can't believe it's 20. That was 2020. That wasn't that long ago.
That's what we saying. Like,
Yeah.
what we just
4
celebrated 4 years.
Yeah.
4
4
years.
years of Wine and Grow. So
And congratulations for your 4
Thank you.
years.
Yes, thank you.
Yes.
So how many episodes do you ladies have? Do you know?
I think we had 66, I want to say I saw on YouTube. Uploaded. Yep,
And
66 videos.
Are you sure it's episodes? Because we do got a few like recap videos and stuff like that.
So it'll probably be about 60 though. Still,
Yeah.
'cause it's not a lot of recaps. So
Uh-huh.
yeah, we
Yeah.
got a lot of videos still uploaded though.
But yeah, we are going into our 9th season.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. So we do 8 episodes a season. So I guess you can just do.
So we got about
Yeah.
30. We got 8 seasons.
We got yeah. We got
8 seasons
So
at
six-
64.
64.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Okay. So my question would be, okay, so it started off in the set of a pandemic, right? Everybody at home, we trying to figure out what to do, whatever like that. So now we transition back into reality. We got to go to work and everything like that. So how's that changed the dynamic of how you do the show now?
Not too much because we still shoot from my house on the couch. We still have our wine. I think what has transitioned though is us being able to bring people in on the show with us. Before it was just her and I.
Mhm.
So now we've been able to say, hey, come sit with us on the couch, like y'all did. Come have some wine and come grow with us, So that's been the major difference. But other than that, it's still just been a nice flow.
Yeah.
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 Because she lives behind me now.
Okay.
So at the time we were living together, and now she lives behind me, so it still ain't a lot of distance for us. So it's like we can just get on live anytime we want to, for real. So yeah.
Okay.
So this is why I want to know because you're
wanna
dating,
know
you're
what
single.
turns you
So I
on.
I like that.
You want to know?
So I could be the one. Oh, my bad. It just,
I mean-
I'm always full of songs. You know that.
You didn't have to stop. I wasn't gonna stop you.
Oh, well.
Oh, you better serenade that man. That's what he's saying.
Cause he a good man, Savannah.
Come on. Come on.
Matter of fact, I finished it for you. Tell me what I gotta do to please you.
Baby, anything you say, I'll do.
Cause I only wanna make you happy. From the bottom of my heart, it's true.
Yeah, yeah.
Y'all make me feel so fuzzy inside.
We get that often.
We get that often.
Aw. Look, aw.
But now go with your question. I'm sorry.
So the last time we were on your show, both of you ladies were single, and you were telling us about the differences and what you were seeing with relationships and what would you like to have in your relationship. So I'm gonna start with you. Can you tell me what you have learned in your relationship so far that you didn't know then?
Oh, my relationship. I wasn't single when y'all was on the show, by the way.
It's the cap for me, but go ahead.
I don't think I said that. Did I say that? I don't think I would have said that. But anyways, what I've been learning though, really just patience. This relationship is teaching me a lot of patience, and also a lot of accountability and seeing how much I have grown, really. Because I'm like, wow, I'm really reacting a lot differently to things than how I would have acted in the past. My communication has matured a lot, and it really allows me to be proud of myself and to see how well I'm doing in preparation for marriage. And I think that's the major difference, is because before I really wanted to be married because it was the right thing to do, but now I'm literally preparing myself to be married. So the way I'm doing this relationship is a lot different because I want to make sure that I'm doing it correctly to make sure I'm setting myself up for success when I do get married.
So it sounds like you're doing more intentional.
Yes.
Intentionally, yeah.
And the major thing about that is putting that focus on myself. when dating before, it was like, okay, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? You know, and trying to keep the relationship. But it's just like learning to trust the process and knowing if this works or if it doesn't, it was supposed to happen that way. Yeah. So I'm just going to enjoy this ride, you know, so. Yeah.
Now, for a little bit more clarification, because you said the right thing to do. Now, do you mean in the sense that's right for you, like in your comfort zone? Okay,
for sure.
Okay,
yes, what's right for me.
Okay, because with me, when I hear anybody say the right thing to do, it's automatically assumed that it's talking about right in terms of society, and I think sometimes that's where we go wrong at. We focus on like society standards,
and I think that could have been why you thought maybe I said I was single, because technically I'm not in a relationship, but I've been dating this person exclusively. So
there's a difference.
It is a big difference.
It's a big difference.
So when we first started dating, we were dating openly, and then we moved into exclusive dating. So we're in, like society would say, well, why is it taking y'all so long to get in a relationship? Because now we're coming up on 2 years of knowing each other. But because we've really been taking our time of getting to know each other and incorporating each other into our lives. We both have children. There's a lot of different dynamics. And that's what I was saying before. It was like, I like you, you like me, we together. It didn't matter of how everything else worked, you know, like, but like making sure that we're intricately, you know, taking time to make sure things work before we say, this is what we want to do. Like the commitment this time holds more weight than it did before, you know, so. Yeah.
Okay, twin.
I like that, the intentionality, the vulnerability, the accountability.
The accountability and the consistency holds weight. You gotta remember that.
Yep.
So, yes.
That's a word.
I think you need to put that on a shirt.
For real.
Put that on a shirt.
Yes. Ooh. Okay.
Wine and Grow merch.
That.
There we
Period.
go.
Come on. Yes.
First slogan. Y'all heard it here.
Yep.
Yes.
So let me ask you this. With this new relationship, what do you find yourself doing that you never did before?
Not
necessarily in terms of the physical, but you find yourself thinking of your significant other first, and before you, basically putting them first before yourself, and making sure that they're good. And of course, it should be reciprocated. I can't say if it is. It's your relationship, but
yeah. I've always been a very selfless person in relationships. But I think specifically in this relationship, I'm submitting, which is something that I was not openly doing before. Like actually allowing him to lead me and trusting what he's saying, trusting how he's moving, trusting what he's doing has been a completely different experience for me.
I like that you said that, because society has this manipulated view of what submitting is, and that's why we have the man versus women discussions and arguments. You see it on social media, and it's like when you get to the point in a relationship where you feel seen and you feel safe, and I'm speaking from a man's perspective, when you know how to properly lead and you dealt with your inner demons and yourself, and you put all that pain and dealt with all that trauma to the side, and you feel that you're ready for a relationship, you can lead properly. And this is why I would like to tell women, when a man knows how to lead properly, you would never have to ask him to do stuff, because he's going to naturally do it for you.
Yeah. And I was telling him the other day that the transparency that he provides to me is what prevents me from being disappointed a lot of times. And even if I may find myself disappointed, I won't be angry or I can't be upset, you know, about maybe what had happened, because it's like, you were open about this, you know, what happened, or you told me this before or something like that. So, so I'm like, as long as the communication is an open line of communication, I can almost accept, and I'm not going to say anything, but, you know, like I said, it allows me to be able to accept it easier because I was brought into the situation, you know, so. And
I gotta say, I like your choice of words, because when you use certain words, they would have a certain type of meaning. So I would, first of all, kudos to you for that. And the fact that, because you said that communication, so we go back to communication, how important that is in a relationship. So if you always keep the lines of communication wide open, it's not going to necessarily be easy. Like you said, you won't just accept anything, but you won't be angry. But you'll still feel disappointed.
Yeah, and it's like
a cushion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And it sounds like you're learning and you're in a space in this relationship where you're learning to give grace.
Ooh.
I like
There
that,
you go,
man.
twin.
I like that,
Giving
man.
grace because giving
yes.
grace. And it's funny that you say that because it just reminds me when me and Marquis first started dating.
Mm-hmm.
I had a barrier because again, like we talked about on the podcast, I grew up just learning how to be strong, independent, stuff like that. So when you see it, when I finally have a man to come around, this like who's open to creating a safe space for me,
Yes.
it's like, oh, this is weird territory. Like, is he for real? Is he being intentional, or is he just gonna, do whatever on the wayside?
Right.
So breaking down those barriers. And the process of that is learning how to give grace. Like, okay, I'm not going to get mad because it's still a learning curve.
Yes.
And we both learn together.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And also, I'm glad you brought that up. So as the man who was trying to give her that space and give her that opportunity, I also had to be patient because, like she said, it was unfamiliar territory to her.
Exactly.
So when I'm sitting there like, okay, just give it time. And, people already tell me that I have a patience of a saint anyway. So...
Yeah.
So, it made our relationship more worthwhile and more worth fighting for. So we knew that we could just fight against anything.
Exactly. And it's because it's the grace going back and forth, right?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like I lost my train of thought, but it makes it
It
easier.
happens.
It makes it easier to fight through it because it's like you're giving me grace, I'm giving you grace, and if I'm being honest, he was giving grace before I was, it's just like, but this is where I was going because this is what really made me connect with y'all when y'all were on the show, like, because I could see my relationship through y'all's, and it made me excited about what my future would look like with this person because I'm like, he's been so graceful with me and understanding. It's like willing to fight for something with me because he sees my intention when it comes to my growth and preparing myself to be a spouse, So it's like when you see somebody really putting in the effort to become a better person, it becomes easier to work with them, but it's like if you just don't care, you just hurting my feelings and doing this, you ain't taking accountability, gone with the wind, bullseye. It's just like, get out of here.
It's okay to
Get out of here. Like, why, but it's like, okay, I can see the effort. I can see the work. Like, he just told me the other day, like, I know if you did something stupid, you're probably going to go to sleep and wake up the next day and apologize. So, like, most of the time, I just wait for you to get there, and I'm like, okay, that's
yes,
cool.
you will. Yes, you
and
will.
I do that in a lot of ways. I be like, I realized, last night, I didn't handle that appropriately.
Yeah.
But that's a big step for me in growing, It's like knowing that I'm not always right, knowing that I can hurt people's feelings just by the way I say things, and it's just like, if I go back and look at the scenario and I'm like, okay, I can see where I probably could have hurt that person. Even if they didn't even notice it, I will go back and apologize. They're like, I didn't even notice that, but because you did that, thank you, so.
Because when you do that, and I've always told her after a disagreement or whatever have you, hindsight is always 20/20. So when you take your emotions out of it and you can think about it without dealing in emotions, you see with a clearer picture and you have a clearer view of things. And sometimes you got to sit there and bite the bullet like, damn, I didn't mean to do that. I shouldn't have did that. But other ways, you're like, you know what? She had a point.
Yeah.
She had a point. And I wasn't trying to hear it just because sometimes, men get emotional too. So it's not all women. But when you sit there and think about it, you're like, okay, let's come to this common ground. Some things we're going to agree on. Some things we're not going to disagree on. We can agree to disagree. But how we want to do everything that we can to move our relationship forward and get past this issue. And we always try to remember, it's not me versus her. It's us versus the issue. So when you work together as a team and you try to figure it out and when the dust settles and you two are, just lovey-dovey all again, you can look back and say, okay, this is something that we can't overcame. So now we can overcome the next thing.
Plus, we can't stay in a fight too long because life starts to life twice as hard.
Man.
Bullshit happens. And I'm just like, why?
Yeah, y'all know what? Like, on a spiritual level, the Bible talks about two being better than one, right? And so if you think about that, you understand that division is just the devil. That's literally the enemy trying to cause strife where there is something better. So when you approach situations like that, even when I'm at work now, I think about stuff like that, like anywhere where I can just feel like this disruption and disagreements and, division, I'm like, that ain't nothing but the enemy. What is he trying to block?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
What is he trying to block here? So, because God wants us to work together.
Yeah.
So when you approach situations like that, it kind of makes you remove yourself and realize it ain't this person that I'm fighting. Like you said, it's the issue.
Mm-hmm.
And we need to break this issue down so that we can work better together.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And really get to the purpose of the situation.
And to piggyback on what you said, Bible scripture, another Bible scripture that a lot of people say, but some people don't always understand what it means. A house divided can't stand.
Look here, y'all not about to
Okay.
make me jump out this chair and shout, yeah, Shabba. Well,
Oh, man.
For sure.
I should have worn my sweater to caution. I will talk about Jesus because I will,
For sure.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that.
there's nothing wrong with that.
And I'm gonna go on the record and say that my favorite Bible verse is that when two become one. Two become one, and a man should love himself as much as he loves his wife.
Mm-hmm.
Or a man should love his wife as much as he loves himself.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
You just try to baby cry, touch my heart, using the Lord. I see what you're doing here. It's not gonna
Said,
work
"I see
today,
what
sir.
you're
I see
doing."
what you're doing.
Yes.
You think you're slick.
Mm-hmm. Gonna come up in here and ask me for some money.
y'all play too much.
I knew it was coming.
But wait a minute, we can't forget my other twin over here.
Oh, we weren't gonna forget her.
Okay, because we talk about relationship stuff like that. We got one side, we need the other side now. So we need it from your perspective, because I know you sitting there. I know you got some insightful stuff to say.
Do I?
You do.
Can you re-ask the question?
So okay, we're gonna have to change up the question for you just a little bit. So, as a single lady first, are you openly searching for a relationship? What do you want in a man in your relationship? What do you look to learn from in a relationship? I know that was a lot, but
Well, let's break it down a little bit. So, are you in a space now where you're dating?
Chills. I hope that ain't on the video. Chills on my spine.
So, are you dating? Are you actively looking? Like,
I'm not looking,
mm-hmm.
but I prefer to say, I like to say that I'm open.
Okay.
But right now, I don't want to say I got a lot going on. It's just some things that I want to have for myself before I enter into another relationship. And I know I'm not trying to rush into anything. And I think that's what I'm realizing. Well, this is what I know about myself, that I think that I move too fast. And I'm learning that I don't have as much patience as I believe that I do. And I don't give as much grace as I believe I do, whether it's myself or the other person.
Mm-hmm.
A person could tell me their story and I could be like, I understand, which I do understand. And I feel like I give about this much grace. This much grace. And then I'm like, okay, I know you said this, you got this going on, but we all got stuff going on. And I feel like I always feel like if I can manage, you should be able to manage too. But I know everybody is not the same. Everybody don't have to deal with it how I deal with it. And because of how I was brought up, you're not going to be able to handle it the way I handle
that
it.
in therapy today. Everybody handles weight differently.
Yeah. So I feel like I'm stronger when it comes to men. My emotional maturity, I feel like, is on a different level. My intelligence is on a different level. So it's just like, I'm not to say that I'm better than this person, but I feel like when it comes to that instance, I do bring a little more. So it's like I have to be patient with this person. If I truly say I like this person, like what they're about, I have to be patient with learning more about this person and allowing them in and being more vulnerable with myself and them to even have something to grow. So yeah, I'm just learning to give them more grace if I'm saying that I want this person in my life, and truly being more understanding when it comes to another person being in my space. I want to feel safe for sure when it comes to somebody being in my space, because it is hard for me to be vulnerable. And if I feel like I'm constantly being disappointed or something like that, I'm gonna shut down. It's because I feel like I'm just giving, and I know that I don't even have to give as much, but that's just me. I'm a giver. I want to be able to show up for you. I want you to be able to depend on me. I want you to know that I'm reliable. I want you to see these things, but I think that I overdo it in a sense to make this person be codependent or rely on me too much in an instance, because I'm always there. I'm always available. So making myself less available when it comes to dating, because I do be busy, but I don't always have to have time for you. I can make time, but and just knowing who and what is for me. If I feel disrupted, I know this is not for me. Also, I'm learning that I need to stay out of my head a lot. What's in my head, I need to speak it, just so that I can get the clarification that I need to be able to move forward, or know that if I want to move forward with somebody. But as far as when it comes to another person, like I said, I want to feel safe, and that's not just physically. I want to be safe emotionally. I want to know that you are a protector, that you are a provider, and it's not just in the physical sense.
Mm-hmm.
There's more things that I need from you, like, again, emotional. Are you willing to open up to me? And I know, and crazy thing is, I know that I'm a safe space for men. So they always telling me business. I ain't asking, but that's just what happens, just because I listen. Mm-hmm. So they pour, and I'm okay with that, because sometimes they just need somebody to listen. Yeah. Yeah. So they just need somebody to listen to them. And a lot of women don't understand that either. Mm-hmm. You gotta talk. Just be quiet. Yeah. That's what they saying. Just shut up. Just be quiet. Listen.
Now that does bring one question, since you're saying all that. It just came to my mind because I was just having a similar conversation with two of our closest friends. Mm-hmm. They both in this period where they are open to mm-hmm. dating, but they also want to accomplish some things or have some things work for themselves. And I'm gonna ask you the question I asked them, and mm-hmm. if it becomes uncomfortable, you don't have to ask. But my question to you, like I gave them, is: Are you making yourself available for yourself? Are you creating a safe space for yourself, to yourself? Like, all the things that you want in a man, are you giving that to yourself?
I am a work in progress. So creating time for myself is a major thing, especially in my life right now. This year it's been so much going on, but I think that this year has been better for me than other years. But I am overwhelmed because it's just so much happening. There's so many transitions happening. So now it's trying to find that time for myself. But right now I'm just finding my footing and getting my stability back in order, so that I can continue to make that time for myself. And again, working on giving myself grace, mm-hmm. because I know I will tear myself down. We are our worst critics. Yeah. And I will go hard on myself. But then I'll be like, girl, relax. Relax, because you're trying. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm doing better at trying to give those things to myself and nurture myself how I want to be nurtured.
Yeah, because the reason I asked that, because I've been guilty of it when I was dating too. Mm-hmm. I give like all of even not even just dating, with my friendships. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I'm in a period now where I'm like evaluating friendships. Not that I say I want to break it off with them, but I'm evaluating how much time I give, because I find that I have time to like give to my husband, my mm-hmm. friends, family, and then by the time I sit down and I'm exhausted, mm-hmm. right? And I'll be in this period of like, damn, I'm tired. Yeah. Like, I just want to, there's been days where I just don't want to do anything. I just want to be in bed, take self-care days. Mm-hmm. And that's when I realized, like, okay, if I'm pouring into everybody else, I'm doing myself an injustice, because how can I take care of somebody if I'm not taking care of myself?
Yeah. I had to really learn how to set boundaries. Mm-hmm. That was my big thing when it came to that, because I'm a type of person, I took pride in how I showed up for other people. Yeah. Mm-hmm. But then I forgot to show up for myself. So setting those boundaries. But one thing that I've done this year to be intentional even about my self-care is at the top of each quarter of the year, I take 1 week to myself. Mm-hmm. I do whatever feels good for Kenyetta. Whatever Kenyetta wants to do, whatever she wants to eat, whatever she wants to drink. I try to take as many days off of work as I can, but at the top of the year, I had just started a new job, so I couldn't. Mm-hmm. But this past quarter, when I did it, I was able to take a few days, and it felt right. During 4th of July, I was able to see my family, just love on people, so it was really good. Like, and now I have some people adopting. Even my therapist was like, "Oh, I'm gonna try to do that." I'm like, because just having to be intentional about that time for myself, so. Do that.
And that's what I used to do. Like before, I would take myself on staycation. So I would get a room downtown, and it ain't got to be for the full weekend. I get a room downtown. If they got a restaurant in a hotel, I go to the restaurant down there. But I'm planning something for me to do. I go to the museum. I go walk around.
Dating yourself.
Yeah. So just getting back into that, you know.
Yeah.
So that I can continue to love on myself. Now I know that it's happening, but it's just not happening how I want it to happen. But I think that one of the other things is I want to control the process so much that I am making myself upset and disappointed when things are not working out, especially when it comes to dating. It's because I'm still trying to control the process. So I have to let the process be the process and fall in love with the process, but also,
child, you felt that?
Okay.
But also not forgetting about myself in this process with this person and putting everything about this situation and everything outside of our situation above myself. So yeah.
I used to definitely. Well, no, I'm not gonna say used to. I do still take myself on dates. Like I'll do a movie, or if it's like I don't know, like if it's in the middle of the week, I'll take myself like a $5 Tuesday or whatever. You know, other stuff that people will look down on dates. I still take myself to Red Lobster. Cheddar biscuits will always be my thing. Okay. So things like that. And then also what I learned I learned that it's okay to choose myself first. Because I used to be the person that feel guilty like, damn, if I was there for that I should have been there instead of being selfish and think about myself. You know. People
taught me to show up for myself. Okay.
Yeah.
Because when I needed people and people weren't there for me, it hit a different way.
Yeah.
And I ran out there like, okay, now I know how to move. You know, like people will teach you how to treat yourself a lot too. You know, so.
You know, my mom said this to me, and I never forgot it. And I tell it to her every now and then. To thy own self be true. So, and this is what I've also learned. When you create boundaries, you'll find out who respects your boundaries and who's going to have a hard time with it. Because the ones who have a hard time with it are going to be the ones that are mad. Just because you set a boundary and they're so accustomed to treating you a certain type of way or talking to you a certain type of way, and you say something and like,
exactly,
and they can't handle it. So
their access changes.
Yeah. See, I think my struggle too, though, is when it comes to that. I've been single for a while. Even when I was in a relationship, I kind of felt single because this person always had things going on. So I feel like I struggle with wanting to be in a relationship and wanting to be free. So that's another thing because I am independent. It's not like that, but I don't want to be that way. But this is another thing I have figured out too. I was talking to one of my friends and I said, I don't want to be a damsel in distress. Mind you, that ended up happening to me. Like, but it's like you don't want to feel like you have to need a man for this. But I do need a man. I need a man around my house. First of all, I don't want to take out my garbage. I got a son, but when he gone, I don't want to take this garbage out. I don't want to be trying to figure out who gonna fix no brakes. I don't want to figure out how to put no cabinet back together. I don't want to do none of that. But I also want to feel a man's presence. It feels good to have your person. It feels good to have somebody that you can laugh and talk to. It feels good to just know that this person got you. And you can just call them when you need them. And that's another thing that I have to work on, making a man feel like they're needed. Because I love my mama. But she did everything by herself. Even up until this day, the girl would climb a tree. I draw the line.
I know. She be like, I need to fix this on my house. I'm gonna call my mama. What? Your mama be doing that?
Girl, my mama is my maintenance lady. That's what I say. True. My mama is my landlord.
No, but
that's what I feel.
You said something. Now I'm finna whine and grow, okay? You said something, and I want to challenge what you said. Not really challenge it, but ask you a question. Because you said in your previous relationship, you felt single, although you're in a relationship.
Or alone.
But now that you're single, you're battling between wanting to be in a relationship or being single or being free.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it's a protection mechanism because of the way you felt in your previous relationship.
And I think that, I don't know, because that was my first adult relationship.
People teach you.
Yeah.
You know?
And that was my first adult relationship. So I feel like, yeah, I don't know.
Because it's like, this is the way this person made me feel in this relationship. So now I want to be prepared it's just
I feel like a
you're
lot of the
preparing
things that I
yourself.
do though is a defense mechanism.
Yes.
So because I never thought about that part, because I know in that relationship it was this person, they were an entrepreneur too, but and their business was their baby, and I fully understand that, and I saw the vision, but it was like,
What about you?
yes, and I was very understanding of what they had to do, but when they come home, there's no time for me. Like we will try to watch a movie, he sleep. I'm like, okay. Okay. But, I know that you've been out working all day, so I'll do my best not to complain because I know what you're trying to do. Mm-hmm. But it didn't work. It didn't work because there was always something. That was always...
Because you were being sacrificed.
Yeah, all the time. Throughout, all the time. Mm-hmm. And I would assist in, like, helping this person, but I always had to be the one to sacrifice something.
And be sacrificed.
Mm-hmm. So... I'm not a sacrifice.
Ooh, we did an
had
episode.
that.
We did an episode.
So I'm not a sacrifice.
I am not a sacrifice.
So if you can't make it work with me, it's like, what are we doing?
Jesus did that for us already.
Man.
Okay.
Ooh.
Come on.
Word.
Jesus was the sacrifice.
Yeah,
he did not call me to do that. That is not my ministry.
So I think a lot of the times I'm still operating out of trying not to be hurt, because I will go back to a person in an instance, but it's just because of the fact that, okay, maybe I'm thinking I'm tweaking. Yeah. So that's why I say I don't even give myself grace, like, to just go through the process of this. Like, you try to detach, and it's okay if you still have this feeling for this person or this thought about this person, because you're going through this process. So allow yourself to feel these things.
Give yourself permission to mourn the relationship.
It's not a switch.
Mm-hmm.
And I treat people like they're switches. Like, you say you don't want this, okay, it's off. And then it's like, but aren't you being a little harsh there? Because they are communicating, and it's just like, okay, how do you work with this though? I feel like I don't try to work with the person for real. For real.
Really?
For real.
Wow.
But then that goes back to the patience though. You're learning your patience level.
And but see, that's why, of course, you don't know the things I think about or the conversations that's always happening for sure. Because I don't ever remember everything that's being talked about, or I don't tell you everything. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Next question.
No,
I'm kidding.
No, but first of all, I'm going to give you kudos for everything you just said, because you're being intentional, communication, accountability, everything that you need to do to work on yourself internally and be your best self for yourself before you can be your best self for somebody else.
Exactly.
And everything that you said actually reminds me of when we first started dating, because like she said, she had a wall and she had a hard time being vulnerable, being open, being intentional. She's great on accountability.
Mm-hmm. And I told him that was a learning process for me to be accountable. Just to backtrack a little bit, it's funny because we had this conversation when my cousin was here, and you told her, hey, one thing I love about the women in your family, y'all have accountability. And then she even told you that was a learning process. Accountability is not something that's learned overnight. It's just like a habit. It takes about 21 days. That's what they say.
21 days to create a habit.
To create a habit.
I feel like
but
it take longer.
that's what they say. To me, it takes long because you could create a habit, but it's the consistency that's important about that.
Absolutely.
Right? You can start a habit, but after you learn that habit, are you going to keep going with it, or are you just going to fall to the wayside?
Yep. Just like that gym.
Okay.
I mean, let's be honest. All of us have something in life that we're trying to be consistent at, and we're not.
I'm just trying to be consistent on big this back, but
Period.
it's a learning.
I want to big my back.
You want to have some of my big back? You can
Period.
transfer.
Yeah, girl, my weight fluctuates so much, it's crazy.
Yeah.
I can transfer some of this to you.
A lot of people say that to me.
Just don't lose that butt.
Period.
Next question.
Next topic now.
Yeah.
So let me ask you guys this. This is about your podcast. What's next for your podcast?
Oh. We have dabbled into events. So we partner with a wine bar near our home. Shout out to SL Wine Bar, Black owned, husband and wife, a beautiful establishment, beautiful couple. They've allowed us to come in and partner with them on different events. We've done date nights for singles, game nights. We done Valentine's Day events. We did our Wine and Grow anniversary party up there. We actually have some events coming up this fall and winter for couples. So we actually need some ideas from y'all if there's anything specific y'all like to do for date night. Just to kind of switch gears since, it's cuffing season. So it's like we want to get the couples in. But also, like we said, season 9 is coming up. So we're excited about that, getting back into wine and growing in the potting, so this is a great segue back into us potting. And this season we're actually going to go back to the old ways and just be us. We did the last 2 seasons with guests. So we're like, let's tap into our audience and just catch them up with Ken and Kay. So we're looking forward to that. Anything else?
I think that's it. You said the events, because we do have a block party coming up.
Yeah, so specifically dates. August 17th we have SL Fest.
Yes.
So
that sounds like fun.
Yeah, so the wine bar is turning 3. We're going to be one of the hosts for that fest that day. So it's from 2 to 8, August 17th, SL Wine Bar in Lansing, Illinois. We're going to have some merch available to sell. So just trying to get into that bag as well. Okay. But just taking everything slowly, it's like, okay, so we'll have some wine glasses that we're going to have available, maybe some buttons. So, yeah. So come out, y'all. Support us.
Okay.
Yeah. Cause I see when you guys posted, online. I'm like, we could have been there.
First of all, y'all's events be lit. I be following it.
You have to be there.
I'm like, I gotta come experience it in person, because they're like, it's a look like a whole movie.
Girl, and that sangria and sundresses, I don't even remember it.
That's sangria and sundresses.
It was so good.
Time, okay.
$5 sangrias and we wear sundress. It was a vibe.
It was a time.
Baby.
Yes. So it was a time. Like the night just
just unfolded.
So
but we're gonna have live music at the fest.
Yes.
We're gonna have free food. But we're gonna have vendors there as well, like selling food and other things. But it's just gonna be, look, just like in your mama backyard. We kicking it. No kids allowed though.
Girl,
we don't have any.
I'm saying for the
audience, whoever.
No kids allowed.
No kids.
Okay.
Sorry,
no kids
guys.
allowed.
Because it's still a wine bar. We still want to keep it adult friendly.
Outside bar, inside bar available as well.
Okay.
Let's mark our calendar.
Yes.
Y'all should definitely
pre-birthday celebration.
And y'all can hang out under the Wine and Grow tent.
Yeah,
we're gonna have a Wine and Grow tent, especially for our guests. So y'all can hang out with us.
Pre-birthday celebration.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Love it.
Oh.
All right. So
her birthday, the week of her birthday is already stacked. Like So was it Thursday that we're going to the concert?
Yeah, the day of my birthday.
So the day of her birthday.
When's your birthday?
August 22nd.
Okay.
So the day of her birthday, we're going to the Missy concert.
I was gonna say Missy Elliott.
Yeah.
Leandra's going for her birthday. Hey,
Leanne. And then we got meet and greet tickets to meet Sierra. So
y'all stay with some meet and greet tickets,
right?
I mean,
living the life.
Is Sierra like your fave next to Janet?
She's in my top 5.
Okay. I felt like I knew that.
Top 5.
She's my top 5.
What's gonna be cool about it is that she has a T-shirt that says.
Let me describe the T-shirt.
Yeah, you go ahead, because you do it better than I do.
So, first of all, shout out to God, it's dope. Because
Period.
they take all my money, right?
Mm-hmm.
They make dope stuff. Matter of fact, I think they just had a drop today, but that's neither here nor there.
Righteously so. Notice I said righteously.
So they had this shirt that says, in parentheses, insert Sierra's prayer.
Mm-hmm.
Amen. I said that'd be pretty dope if I meet Sierra and ask her to sign that for me and tell her how her music has played a part in my life, because And I was the song that I walked down the aisle to in our wedding.
I love And I.
Yeah, I love that song.
We should have did that for karaoke.
Yeah.
I love that.
And she didn't walk down the aisle.
She strutted.
She descended
I
down
descended
the
from some
staircase.
stairs. Yeah. I gotta show you that video. But yeah.
And I'm gonna let y'all know right now. Our audience knows, but I'm gonna let y'all know. So when she descended down the staircase, I couldn't see her because there was a big chandelier, and I was the only one that couldn't see her.
Oh wow!
And then when she started descending down the staircase, I lost it.
You started crying, Marquis?
Yes, I did.
Was you like?
Oh, he needed a whole towel. That's how.
So you know Jerry.
Yeah.
So he was my best man.
Okay.
So I told him beforehand, like, just have some tissue for me.
Oh.
He did better. He had a whole towel.
He had a whole towel for this man.
So like
I love romances.
the most beautiful. She was the most beautiful.
Yeah, I did stalk your Instagram. You were a beautiful bride.
Oh, thank you.
Yes, you were.
Thank you.
So, and I definitely would like to. I'd like to tell Sierra beforehand that my favorite song from her is
Goodies, huh?
No.
No, I know.
Is it Oh?
I'm teasing.
Yeah. Oh.
Oh, yeah. With Ludacris.
On the car.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Around here we riding slow.
Yeah.
With Def kind of weird.
Picture perfect. You want to take a flip, call up
God,
Jack
God.
these hot bottles, taking out of the head.
Hit.
Want to go platinum? You should get.
Come on, y'all.
But yeah.
Who phone ain't doing D&D?
Look.
Mine was on D.
And Mercy bypass.
I'm like, somebody called you more than once then.
Yeah. So that's somebody I got to call them back. So.
But back on the topic of podcast.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm just asking for advice for the listeners out there who are, want to do content creation and who also want to do into podcasting. So my question is for them and also for myself, because I want to know too. So when it comes to the podcast, you've been in it for a while. You're about 9 seasons in. So how did you balance knowing what to share, what not to share?
Good one.
What is that process looking like, and how did you adjust to that?
Mm-hmm. You want to start?
I think that, of course, we know we want to lead with transparency, but I think that we are more. It's a word that I'm looking for when we talk about what we want to share. I mean, first of all, it's our journey, so we're sharing us anyway with the world. But when it comes to the people that we're involved with, we know we don't want to make anybody feel embarrassed or
So you're protective?
we keep their name. We don't say any names.
Confidentiality.
Yeah, because again, this is not about them anyway.
Mm-hmm.
So we just we keep it as what is it? I lost it because it was like right
you use
there.
discernment.
Yeah, yeah, that too. Whatever we talking about, and just knowing. I feel like we just know what to say, know what and who to talk about, and also again, like we said, we just we keep those things confidential. For the people involved or anything else.
Yeah, we're careful not to say names or dates.
Mm-hmm.
Yes,
when we talk about different things.
Stop trying to put my life together.
Because people, yes, but like she said, it's like it's us that we're talking about. We want people to make sure that they're focusing on us and not who we're talking about. Yeah. And trying to figure out, who's she talking about? But also I've had to learn along my journey of healing that my truth will also expose pain for some people. And I can't be concerned with that though, because I have to speak my truth so that I can heal. And however you choose to go through your journey and accepting who you were and what you did and the part you played in somebody's life, that's your business. But this is how I choose to heal and go through my journey. So that's why, like she said, we're careful not to say names because I don't want to offend people, but I'm sure they listen and they, they can identify if we're talking about them. I have a healing journey, a journal that I did a few years back. And I had one of my exes call me like, hey, I heard you wrote a book about me. I said, what? It's like, I wrote, it's a journal. First of all, it's a journal. And before each section, I write. But it's literally 5 pages of writing that I did. The rest of it is open for anybody else to write in. So the fact that someone took something that I created to help people heal and made it about somebody else really hurt me, because I'm like, this ain't got nothing to do with this person, So I don't, just trying not to highlight people. But like one other quote that I would say is that shame is just secrets gone unspoken. So to keep myself from beating myself up, we talked about giving ourselves grace, I have to be honest, so that I don't feel ashamed of something I went through. Because if I'm afraid to speak about it, then it's shame building up, So yeah, we're careful not to, bring up people's names and stuff. But at the end of the day, it's like, we know what we we opened ourselves up to when it comes to talking about our personal experiences. And we don't share everything though. I think, we'll give each other looks like, you want to talk about that? Like, it's like, but it just comes to a point when you become more vulnerable and open about talking about certain things. Like even my relationship, like I think today is the most I've talked about it. I haven't even gotten that deep about it on our podcast, because I've been protective of it up until this point, because I am trying to do it differently. And not that there was anything wrong with it. I don't want y'all to feel like that. I don't mind talking about it, but I do definitely want to, it's my baby. I want to protect it, so, but yeah, it helps to talk, but I would just say, trust your guts, trust how you feel. And like she mentioned in her story earlier, if it makes you feel uncomfortable, don't talk about it. Nobody's forcing you. This is your show. You're in control. It's your page. You're in control. So we don't, and that's something else we stand on. We don't force anything. We're going with the flow, so if it's anything that feels forced, uncomfortable, it ain't for us, so just trust yourself.
I'm glad you said that because a few times during this podcast, I've come across some issues, people saying stuff in the comments or misinterpreting what I'm trying to say just because I don't have the right verbiage for it. But I've learned, and this is actually from a tragic situation that happened to both of us, I've learned to don't look at the comments because it's somebody who's a fly-by-nighter anyway. So they either are they just happen to see what I say and they want to make their comments known, or they don't quite understand what I'm trying to say, but they're just trying to take it at face value and they take it and run with it.
Yeah.
So
yeah, people are trying to build a name for themselves by doing stuff like that too.
Yeah. And does it irritate me? Yes. But does it control me? No. So like you said, this is, our podcast and, it's our truth. So if somebody has an issue with it, they can go and don't listen. I'm pretty sure somebody else with a more open mind is going to come in and replace them anyway.
Yeah.
So, and what I'm saying, the reason why I've learned this is, remember the Jacksonville incident? And then everybody, I went looking through the comments on one of the posts and they were saying all kind of crazy things about
and
me.
I told you fuck them people.
Yeah. And I felt like I had to check them. So to give you guys the story, we were in the Jacksonville, Florida shooting at the Madden tournament.
Told us that.
We were there.
Yeah.
So me being me at the time, I decided to look through the comments, and then this one person was just saying stuff about me, and I felt like I had to check them. And because of that incident, that's how I learned how to develop a tough skin when I'm doing podcasting. So that was a teaching moment for me, I felt like.
Yeah.
So when it came to us doing this podcast, I would tell her, don't look at the comments.
Yeah.
Because all it's going to do is just send you down this rabbit hole, and you're going to have issues, or you're going to create issues that were never there in the first place.
Yeah. I never look at comments anyway, because I know how reckless I am. Because first of all, you forget I'm a Leo, right? So you know how we get when we not under pressure, when somebody rub us the wrong way. I once you rub me the wrong way, I forget that you exist.
Yeah, you and Kay are similar in that way, and we are similar in the way, like, I'm a recovering people pleaser, so I know, and that's why she's like, yeah, because I'll come to her and be like, well, do you think I should tell them this, or should I apologize? Like, and she's like, girl,
bye.
Like, I be worried too much about what people think and how they feel and how I made them feel, and it's just like, people gonna always have something to say.
Yeah.
And I had the biggest lesson in that this year. Like, I had somebody that was like really in my face, just, oh, you're so amazing and all of this. And in the moment that something didn't go the way that they liked, that they literally just tore me down. And I was like, whoa. And I was like, what did I do to you? And I did nothing. But this person is either jealous of you, they want what you have, they're upset that you can do things the way you do without issues, because God has graced you to be you. And unfortunately, certain people want to be you, or at least want to have what you have.
Not
so they're envious of you, and they want to have what you have, so they make it they try to play victim.
Yeah.
You know, and I'm just like, yeah, it ain't even about me. And that's why I have to activate that division mentality. You know, I'm like, it ain't even about me. This ain't even about her. She got a spirit on her. She don't even understand it. But I'm gonna let her deal with that because I'm not going to harm myself by trying to fix something that I didn't even break.
Yeah.
That's in you.
Yeah.
You know, so
Yeah, to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, that sounds like projection.
Yes.
For sure.
It is.
For sure.
Trying to project something on you that you didn't, first of all, you didn't ask for, and they just got demons, like you said, that they haven't dealt with or they're trying to heal from.
That's what they doing in them
But
comments,
the way she
Marquis.
moves,
Yep.
though, the way that
So
person
stay out of
moves,
them
though,
comments.
it's most likely because they've been able to skate by with that same attitude. It's worked for them for so long, but you coming in these other doors trying to bring this energy, and it's not gonna
And
work.
then you,
Especially
Can
with somebody that's favored by God.
Oh, sorry. Can I chime in real quick?
Hi, Steve.
Hi, Steve.
Hey, Steve.
I've just been thinking this whole time because it's popped in my head like 5 times already. But I think that a lot of people operate on a spectrum of insecurity to security. And the people that are commenting those things, I've worked with a lot of podcasts myself, and I think that the people that are the most insecure, they only feel comfortable in situations where they're insecure, so to speak, where they're around other insecure people. So they project that insecurity onto you, so you'll be insecure, and now they're suddenly comfortable.
That is so
Love
true.
It. Yes.
Misery loves company.
Misery.
For sure.
We just talked about that.
Misery loves
Yes.
company.
Yes.
And I always tell you my favorite quote in life. It's not that you're misunderstood. It's just people don't understand you. And that's okay. Not everybody needs to understand your plight.
Period.
Man, y'all been dropping gems
Yep.
on this episode. I love it.
It's so natural. I love this conversation
on this
flowing.
side, though.
It is.
Yeah. And I don't know what I expected, but you get your nerves. You on the other side. You used to
Yeah.
being those shit, But now
Asking
when
the
the shoe is just
questions,
like,
yeah.
okay, but I know you guys. I'm comfortable, So, and again, it just flows. So I love it.
It's great to have like-minded people you can just converse with, and there are no egos or nobody is easily offended. You just, you're just getting your thoughts out and just want to discuss things, and you pick up things from other people, and that's how it's supposed to go.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right. My last question. Well, did you have another one?
I have another question. I wish I asked it early because it just came to me. We see this. So this question we see this on social media all the time. And, as someone who's in a relationship and someone who's not, I want to hear your thoughts on this. How do y'all feel about going 50-50 with a guy?
Oh, Lord.
I got to hear this answer.
Oh, Lord.
Because, of course, we hear this conversation. We've talked about it. But here's the thing. And this is another thought that I had about it most recently when I heard it. To me, the 50-50 conversation is pointless. But I think it's whatever works for y'all household, whatever works for their relationship. But at the same time, you're going to give 50-50 somewhere in your relationship, whether it be financially, whether it be emotionally. Somebody's going to have to pick up where the other person is lacking. And also, it may not always be 50-50. There's really no percentage to how you're going to show up in your relationship because you both may not have it at the same time. You can only
talk
give
about it.
what you have. So let this be, if that's what it is, take this. I can only give what I have. So if this does not work for you, then this is not what's going to work for you.
Yeah.
I just think, but at the same time, I think it works for whatever y'all discuss is where that works. But I don't see that if this person is lacking somewhere, I have to be able to pick up somewhere else. We are working off of each other's strengths and weaknesses in a relationship. So this 50-50 conversation, and I guess because of the economy we're living in, the 50-50 conversation is only about finances. Y'all forgetting there's other parts of this relationship that y'all have to endure.
Ooh, talk about
So
it.
Yes.
there's and having to try to please each other every day of your relationship is a thing. And we forget about that because the material is what's above it all. When all that is gone, what do you have?
Exactly.
What are you calling yourself in love for if this is the top priority for you? Love is not the priority. Serving one another is not your priority. What is it?
I'm glad you said that last part because every morning we get up, the first thing that we ask each other is, babe, how can I be of service to you?
Period. I love it.
Yeah, and I ain't gonna lie. Sometimes we might have a disagreement or everything like that, but we always say this: we try not to go to bed angry because we don't want the last thing that that we tell each other is something negative, because
Yeah.
you never know, tomorrow's not guaranteed.
For sure.
And then also at the end of the day, we chose each other,
Yeah.
Exactly.
right? So
yeah, and I don't want them dreams. I be
Man.
having bad dreams.
yeah,
Fighting you in my sleep.
yeah.
Listen, but I agree with everything Francis. You just dropped the ball. I mean, you dropped the mic.
No.
Drop the mic.
You dropped the mic because you snapped. You know, like I agree with everything she said. You know, like I don't think it's a relevant conversation because, like she said, like when you come into a relationship, it's about serving one another.
Mhm.
And I love, you know, how y'all just said that you ask each other, you know, what can I do for you? That is how relationships work. That is how they're designed to work. You're supposed to serve. And if I'm only coming into this situation worrying about what you can do for me, it's no good. It's not going to work. It's going to fail. And that is also how we get off the track of being shared, because I am only worrying about me. That's selfish. So you definitely ain't being 50-50
Yeah.
because you only worrying about yourself, you know? So if we going into it 50-50 what? Like 50-50 is just not a thing, not even in any type of relationship.
Yeah.
Somebody is always going to be given more than the other person, but it's where can you be stronger when I'm weak? You know, even though I'm bringing 75% financially, maybe you bringing 75% to the household tasks. You know, like how can we, and that's why I don't even really, you know, go into gender roles either and stuff like that. Because I'm like, I mean, if I'm just better at it, then I'm better at it.
Yeah.
You know, and I have to be with a man who's comfortable enough and confident enough in their abilities to allow me to do something that may look like a manly thing.
Yeah.
If it's something that I enjoy. For instance, I love to cut the grass. My mother used to have us cut the grass, and my mother is no longer here with us. So it's something that I do to connect me to my mother. And I need my man to allow me to do that. Because it's not about this is a manly task or something that I just can't handle. It's just something that I do, and I like to do it.
I understand. I get it, because me personally, and she'll tell you, I don't mind doing laundry. I love to do laundry. So I'll do the laundry. I'll sit there, fold the clothes, put the clothes up. And some people would think that's a womanly thing, but it's therapeutic for me. But I'm also doing something for my wife, because I can fold her clothes and I can put them up. And if I put them in the wrong place, of course, she'll tell me. But just something I like to do, because it gives me time to actually sit there and collect my thoughts, thinking about something. Well, what about if I do this? What about I do that? And if I need, an opinion, my helpmate.
Exactly.
And that's what she's here for.
Yeah. It's just about taking something off each other's plate.
Mhm.
You
And
know,
also
if
thinking
I
about-
make more money, then what? Why would I expect you to go 50-50?
Exactly. Like,
My
come on.
salary $30,000 more than you, and I'm expecting you to pay 50-50. What? Like, no.
And I also think it like this too. God always give us more than we can give him anyway. What if he said, let's go 50-50?
First of all, when you're married, what's mine is yours.
Yours
and what's
is mine.
Mm-hmm.
So it ain't no 50-50.
Right.
It's 100% pot.
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I operated that way even when I was cohabitating before in a relationship. Like, we shared. We had one account we shared. This is where we pay bills. You get a stipend, I get a stipend, but we have to put money in here to handle our bills.
Yeah.
There's no 50-50, so yeah.
Yeah, because when you sit there and think about it, social media is really just smoke and mirrors anyway.
They just looking for drama.
Yeah.
For sure.
I mean, it's some good things about social media, but from everything we've been seeing recently, it's way too negative.
Post and go.
Yep.
Post and go.
Because a lot of people, their lives is social media. Without social media, what would they have? This is
Post
where they
and
look
go.
for all of everything. This is where they come to
Mm-hmm.
talk about people, because you don't have no life. You come to just do anything. Like, what would you do without it?
If you want to know what you're focused on, look at your algorithm. What type
Yep.
of stuff is showing up in your algorithm? That's how you know where your mind is. When I go down social media, I see positive quotes, scriptures, relationship advice, funny stuff, because we
Yeah.
sending each other funny videos all the time. There's nothing negative. The only
Yeah.
time I see something negative is somebody sharing it with me, and I instantly delete. No, don't shit. Don't
Or
send me
show
that.
more or less of it. Show
Yeah,
less of it.
I've seen that option. Show more, show less.
Yeah, not like my
Yeah.
algorithm is. I love it.
I
love
just
the way
started
I did it.
unfollowing and unfriending. I don't care about what you're posting because it has nothing to do with what I enjoy.
Yeah.
So it's no reason for me to even see it on the timeline, and it's okay because I don't have to comment. That's what other people don't need to learn. You don't have to comment on everything. If
It's
something
okay to
you don't
scroll.
like, you can
Mhm.
mute these people. They have these
Yeah.
options.
Yeah.
Utilize them.
Mute
Exactly.
mute for 7 days. If you don't want to unfollow them or unfriend them, just mute them.
Man.
7 whole days.
Yeah. And your page can tell you, your page can really show you what you really about. So like yours is you love God, your family, you enjoy yourself.
Yeah.
I got myself mostly on there, my kids, I go out, and my algorithm is just about the same as hers. Mine is also about being an entrepreneur, the scriptures, affirmations, funny stuff. Yeah.
Yeah, you just made me think about my algorithm and what I've seen. My algorithm is Michael Jordan clips, other podcasts, and I don't know how this one got on there. People looking at crocodiles. That's
because I probably shared a video of animals.
Do you look at them though when you see them?
Do you watch it?
Do you watch them?
That's why I'm not gonna lie.
Cats and dogs.
And I shared a couple videos with you too.
Okay, that's probably why.
Oh, and people in relationships. So
yes, but them cats and dogs be hilarious. I love animal.
Oh, and what's another one? Comedy.
Yeah. Sure.
Like it's one I follow. They're hilarious. It's like a blended family, and they mess around and tell dirty jokes to each other, but it's just their dynamic is hilarious. Minus the dirty joke.
Marquis like dirty jokes.
I mean, what adult doesn't like a dirty joke every now and then?
Dirty
my mama.
Right. No, not Leah. She will rebuke you.
A whole nother. She's like, girl, you laughing?
Rebuke you in the name of Jesus.
Or a roll hash like, okay.
Okay.
Because I sure like to pull it. Yeah.
So what's going on? What you guys got going on other than festivals and all that stuff? Is there anything you guys are doing individually by yourselves or?
Jesus, take the wheel. Yeah.
You want to go first?
You want to go first?
I mean, you got look.
I mean, yeah. So I'm mentoring young moms. So I have a nonprofit called Just Like You, where I mentor young moms. So I'm mentoring homeless moms up north, ages 18 to 24, twice a month. And some people may have seen different statuses because I solicit for speakers and different people to come in to speak to the young ladies, just to help them navigate their situation. I also do women's retreats through my other business, Her Story. So I just finished my 8th retreat.
Okay.
Ooh,
yes.
Congratulations.
God is good.
All the time.
So and that happens in June. So you missed it, ladies. Sorry.
You gotta come
we're
to the
coming
next
back.
One, Taylor.
Coming back up around June because I usually start like promoting the next year towards the fall. Mm-hmm. Fall, winter months. I'll start collecting deposits starting in January, so that way I can close it up by what I usually close like February and March.
Closer to March because you give people a little bit more time, so it's really be closer to March.
Yeah, and then I usually because she's gone to everyone. That's why I asked her. She's
basically I'm her help.
Like she's a great friend. She supports. She knows all of the things that I do, and it just really amazes me that she keeps up with my life the way she does. And I always tell people, I'm like, Sequoia will remember if I had to go get my nipple pierced or something, or if I stub my toe. How your toe feeling this morning? It's just a little thing. It's like, hey, I know you said you burnt your skillet last night. Did you get it clean? Like she remembers every little thing, and it just means so much, friend. She really be like on top of it. So those are some things that I'm doing outside of Wine and Grow. So yeah.
Outside of Wine and Grow, I'm sending my daughter off to college soon.
Ooh.
Yeah. It's been a lot. It's been a lot, but it's a bittersweet feeling. We were just talking about that on the way here. Mm-hmm. A part of me is happy because now there's less mouths to feed in my house. Less bickering going on because my son and my daughter love to bicker with each other. But of course, like my kids are with me all the time. Like I do everything with them. I've done just about everything with them. So, just for one of them to be gone away. And I think that as we grow, we talk about we want to have kids and this, that, and the third. We don't really take advantage of that time that they're growing up because they grow so fast. Yes. And then they're gone. Mm-hmm. So then when we do talk about it, we talk about this middle part. We don't talk about when they actually leave. Nobody told us about when they actually leave and how it would feel. Well, for me. So it's just like, because I've had so much time with them and I've got to see them in so many ways, my daughter leaving is just so different. So I'm just like, oh my goodness, this is really happening. And it's scary because I know my child. So just like, but her being in a new place by herself, and I know she'll make new friends and everything. That's the experience I'm ready for her to have. Just meeting new people and really using what I taught her, and see how she applies it. And I know that she gonna still need me, but now you really on your own. You really figuring out life for yourself. You're gonna be a whole new person when you come back to me. So this is a new person I'm gonna have to relearn, because it's gonna be certain aspects of you that'll be the same. But I know that you're an adult now. I be telling her, although you're 18, to me you're not an adult, and I don't know why they trying to make us believe we was adults at 18.
Okay.
We all feel for that story.
Man, I be having to tell girl, listen, you 18, you're still
Grown is a mentality, not an age.
Like, and she is mature, but I it's just a lot that she still needs to learn and experience to understand what I've been trying to teach her. And I'm doing good because I ain't crying, y'all, and I think I'm gonna do it when she leave though.
You gonna do it when she leave? Yeah.
So I've been doing really well. I mean, I have my moments. And I'll be seeing a little baby and I'm like, oh my gosh, she was just a baby. And I got to start crying again. Because my son graduated 8th grade the year before she graduated high school. So it's a lot of transitioning happening in these last couple of years. So there's that. I'll be starting a new job soon. So just transitioning, and just adjusting with it.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's what's up.
So y'all want to tell everybody where they can find you guys, your social media handles?
Way before that, let me ask this question.
I'm sorry.
Taylor said she had a question. Don't do my twin.
I'm sorry, babe. Please don't make me sleep on the couch tonight.
Sorry.
Why would I do that?
I don't know.
Talking about too far.
It's not that bad. So this is my fun question. My fun question is, so we talked about, what we doing, growing, whining and growing and whining, right?
Periods.
Right? So if you had to describe the season of your life that you're in right now in a song.
In a song.
Or to give a song title. You don't have to sing it, but what would that be?
Oh. Okay. I have two. Actually,
they don't have to. Yeah, you could do two.
Okay, I have two songs. The first one is by Lion Babe. It's called Just Me.
Oh.
And then the second one is by Alina Baraz, and that one is actually called To Me. Yeah. So yeah.
Those are good ones.
Yeah.
Wow. Dang, that's pressure.
Oh, we answer the question too to give examples. So if you want a little bit more time, we can answer that too.
Sure. Can I look at my playlist?
Yeah. Well, babe, while she doing that,
a song that describes me in this season right now would be This is gonna sound kind of funny, but it would actually be "Return of the Mac."
Return of the Mac. Come on.
And the reason why is because 5 years ago, I had my stem cell transplant. So it just made 5 years. So I feel like I'm in a return season, back to being myself, moving around, doing the things that I used to do before the diagnosis. So that's why it's "Return of the Mac."
Yeah, 5 is
I
number for
appreciate
change too,
I like that.
Yeah.
I'll say I actually played this for you. This is actually one of my favorite songs from Sounds of Blackness.
I know what it is.
Hold on. Change is coming.
Change is coming.
Hold on.
Everything gonna be all right.
Yeah, so that would be my song.
When the troubles of life weigh you down. Ooh.
Just lift your head up.
Yes.
Yeah, I got mine. Okay. I was battling between two Corinne Hawthorne songs because I love her. But I'm going to go with her most recent one, Look at God. Yes, that's my song, you know, because I feel like this is just a season of alignment for me. Everything is just flowing. One of my famous quotes is everything on purpose. So I'm like, look at God, because he's just really just making a way every day.
He makes a way when you feel like there's no way.
Man, you know, like, so it's just amazing just to see him, just to see the manifestation of the prayers that I've been praying. So look at God.
Do you guys title your years? Like each year, do you have a title of what you want this year to be for you guys?
In a sense, yeah.
In a sense, yeah. We haven't done it on the podcast, but that's not a bad idea.
Yeah. It's funny that you mentioned purpose, because I am in a season now where I'm doing things that I feel like bring me purpose and bring me happiness, and removing those that do not. So I mentioned it on the podcast. I'm actually a DJ, and my DJ name is DJ JLP, which serves two purposes. So the first purpose is it's an homage to my mom. That was her initials.
Okay.
Jessie L. Poindexter. And then also it serves as an acronym for Just Living Purposely. So I feel you, twin, on the purpose part of it. So
yes. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Always behind me. Yeah.
That's my DJ.
Here we
go, DJ.
Okay.
I'll be your record for love. Don't worry about it.
Hey.
He said, "Girl, turn me up and let me
Love it through your speakers."
This is the music for love. Shawty, don't be scared, just let the bass line hit you. Boom, boom, all up in your system, cause baby girl, this is the music for love.
Y'all gonna hit the high note.
I'm an alto.
Girl, let my frequency just flow through your body. Get this party started.
Okay.
Baby girl, this is the music for love.
Yeah, no.
Shawty, put me. I forgot that last part. Dang.
Shawty, don't be scared. Just let the bass line hit you.
No,
Boom, boom, all up in your system. Cause
Baby
baby,
girl,
this is the music for love.
Put me on repeat. Put me on repeat. Let's go again and again. No matter AM or FM.
Baby,
This
I can't
baby
hit
love.
that
This
high
is the
note.
music for love.
I can't hit high notes. It's only once in a while I can hit high notes. I only hit it one time. It's only one time I hit a high note, and that's when we was doing the Shy song.
Yeah, I'm an alto.
Yeah.
That's something else I do too. I sing in the choir at church, and it's fun. I serve at my church, and it's amazing. Keeps me afloat, keeps balance in my life. Shout out to my house of love, New Faith Baptist Church International.
Okay.
Matthew, Illinois, if you're looking for a church home.
Ladies, this has been fun.
Yes.
It has been.
It has been fun.
I didn't expect less.
I never expected this. I expected excellence.
Period.
We already knew that we were going to come with excellence.
Oh, yeah.
And much more.
Much more. I'm sad it has to end.
I know.
But would you like to tell our cousins where they can find you on social media and how to follow the podcast?
Yes. Wine and Grow on everything. Wine and Grow, all one word. WINEANDGROW. Wine and Grow, one word. Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok.
Yeah.
What about your personal social media handles?
My personal social media, Instagram is Simply K. That's simply spelled SIMPLEE_KAY__. And then on Facebook, I'm K Thomas.
I'm _just_like_you on Instagram, and Kenyetta Watkins on Facebook. But you can also find links to both of our personal Instagrams on our Wine and Grow. So yeah, that's the easiest way to find us.
Absolutely.
They did it so flawlessly.
They did it so flawlessly. We'd like to thank y'all.
Thank y'all.
This was fun.
Yes. Thanks for coming on the podcast. We got to do this again.
We got to do a part 3
We
now.
have to steal y'all studio.
Oh, this is nice.
Steve, you heard that?
You heard that, Steve?
You're more than welcome.
Yes.
All right, babe. You want to close us out?
Yeah, so if you guys want to check out, keep replaying this podcast and listen to others, make sure you tune in to us on Apple, Spotify, and YouTube. You can send us Are You Stuck messages to Are You Stuck With Me podcast. I'm messing this all up. USTUCK.
Let's backtrack.
Yeah.
So if you want to send us messages, if you want some advice, if you want to hear your question on air, you could send us to our segment, which is called "Are You Stuck?" And where can they send it to?
USTUCKGI. Why am I having a hard time with this? USTUCKWITME@gmail.com.
And would you?
This is part of the bloopers.
This is part of the bloopers. And where can they find us at?
You can find us on Facebook and Instagram. Go to Facebook, type in "You Stuck With Me." And if you go to Instagram, you can type in "You Stuck With Me _podcast." That is USTUCKWITME _podcast. You can find me personally on Instagram and the app formerly known as Twitter, mine_1, and 1NE_1.
And you can find me on Instagram and the app formerly known as Tilda under Queen Points. That is PO11NTZ. Again, that is Queen Points, PO11NTZ. And if you want some more behind the scenes stuff with my yarns, the lit karaoke practices,
My bloopers,
Marquis bloopers, me getting on his nerves and all that, you can also find us on TikTok. That is Queen Points 22. Again, that's Queen Points 22.
And if you're on Apple, make sure you rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Again, Wine and Grow. Thank you.
Thank you.
ladies.
And remember, y'all stuck with us. Y'all gotta come back. Y'all gotta come back.
Yep.
Yes.
So this is your one and only, your favorite Taylor.
And this is your boy Marquis.
Hey, come back.
You stuck with us.
Peace out.
Later.
Peace.